Now, whether you know this or not, the quality of your video directly impacts how much you can charge for your online course. That's exactly what a top course platform expert told me, and he had the data to prove it. Did you know that courses with pro quality earn 3 times as much as courses that are filmed with amateur quality? And most people don't even realize that you can get the professional look without having to have the professional gear for your videos. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to turn your iPhone into a full-blown professional cinematic studio. This is the same system that I've taught to well over 500 creators in the Digital Course Launchers Academy who have gone on to launch their high-ticket courses and earn healthy livings from creating info product businesses. And here's exactly what you need to know. That first and foremost, iPhones really can beat out expensive cameras. With an iPhone, you have 4K. And in the later models, they include the cinematic mode, which is another added bonus. You get face tracking, you get auto exposure, you get manual control. It's literally a cinema-grade camera in your pocket, but that's only if you know how to use it. So let's start with the cinematic mode. Now, this is the feature that makes your iPhone look like it's filming with lenses that come from a professional Hollywood studio. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the cinematic mode is available on the iPhone 13 Pro models and up. And essentially what cinematic mode does is it allows you to create what we call that shallow depth of field. Shallow depth of field is nothing more than a blurry background. The blurry background is important because it keeps your viewers focused on you and not on the things in your environment that's going on around you. It's literally there to remove the distractions and to keep the viewer's eyes focused on you as they go through your lessons. Now, the shallow depth of field also helps you out by removing all of the focus from your cluttered background, especially if you're filming in a small room and you need to get your course launched to the world as quick as possible. You don't have to worry about setting up a really super professional background. The cinematic mode on the iPhones is really the real deal, and it's getting better and better as time progresses. So it's definitely something that you want to take a look at. All right, so next there's lighting, and believe it or not, lighting plays a really huge part in your cinematic iPhone productions. If you want to have studio grade quality in your iPhone production, then you need to learn as much as you can about 3-point lighting. Essentially, 3-point lighting uses 3 lights to light the subject, and in this case, the subject is you. So we'll have a key light, we'll have a field light, and we'll have a backlight, which is also known as a hair light or a rim light. Now for your key light, we always recommend the Neewer 168 LED panel. And you generally want to position this about a 45-degree angle on the side of you and definitely have it above your eye line. These RGB lights, which are actually LEDs as well, cast a clean cinematic look directly on your face with a really gentle, almost softbox-like light shining directly on you. They're really good for iPhones because the light is so soft and gentle. All right, next is a field light. Now the field light you want to have opposite your key light. And just to give you some really quick ratios, if your key light is at 100%, you would want to have your field light at around 50%. Now that also means that if you just have your key light at, let's say 50%, then your field light should be at 25%. The ratios change based on the key light. Now, as I mentioned, you want to have this field light on the opposite side of your key light. And the job of the field light is to soften the shadows from the key light that's shining down on your face. The ratio is really important here because you don't want to get them 1-to-1, because then you'll get what's called lighting competition. And this is where 2 lights are competing for the key light. And it generally makes a really flat image because it lacks the adequate shadows that cause depth and dimension on the subject, which helps you look cinematic. So you really want to avoid this. And by the way, for the field light, we always recommend that you use the Neewer NL660 bicolor LED panel. It's a really affordable panel that doesn't cost much, and it puts off an adequate amount of light, and you can purchase a separate collapsible softbox to go right over the top of it to soften the light even more, which is amazing for iPhone footage. All right, next is our backlight or our rim light or our hair light. And for this one, we use the Lux Pro. Now this little light packs a punch. It's a small LED panel that's small enough to fit in your pocket, but it works well enough to allow you to use it as a backlight. You can position this behind and above your head to create separation between you and the background. These backlights may not look like much, but they really do put the cinematic touch to your course when you're filming it on your iPhone because they create that separation, so you really don't want to overlook these. Next up is stability. You have to make sure that your iPhone is stable no matter matter what. Now, I get that there are some run and gun situations where you may be moving the phone around, or you may be doing a demonstration and you're moving the phone. But even in those cases, I like to see that phone mounted to something so that it's stable and so that you're not having a lot of shaky footage. Shaky footage is a telltale sign that you're filming on something like an iPhone, and it definitely takes away the cinematic qualities in most cases. So one of the things that you can always do to get your phone stable is to get it as far as possible away from your hands. And for this, we use a monopod for our standing setup, and we like to use the Sensign 60 monopod. The Sensign 60 is good because it goes tall enough to allow you to stand, and I'm 6'1", and I have plenty of room to be able to film and record with it while still leaving room at the top of each of the frames because the monopod extends so high. You could use this Bluetooth remote that comes with the monopod, and you can literally start and stop your video so that you can keep your positioning and you don't have to move around. And it's a really lightweight portable solution that could fit in your pocket that you can take anywhere without having to lug around a really large tripod. Now for our desk setups, we like to use the Joby GorillaPod 5K. This portable tripod fits in your pocket as well, and it has bendable legs that wrap around any piece of furniture that you need. It sits perfectly on a desk, or you can mount it high to get those creative shots if you need to. And it's portable enough for you to squeeze it into really tight angles. So if you're working in a small room or a really tight space, it's a really good tool to have in your arsenal. All right, so now let's talk about audio. People will forgive your shaky video to a certain extent, but bad audio is an instant credibility killer. So to avoid this, we recommend on a lower budget that you use the Rode Video Micro or the Movo, which is the knockoff version of the Rode. These are really small portable microphones that connect directly to your iPhone, and they give you directional audio, which is what you want. So that means they cut out a lot of the background noise, and they come with these big, what we call dead cats or furry wind muffs, some people call them, which helps to block out additional noise and a lot of the wind feedback that you would get if you're in a windy area. Now, if you want to take things to another level, like we're doing here with this smartphone video, then you can pick up something like the Zoom H8. The Zoom H8 is an external recorder that definitely 100% amazing for all situations. The way we're using it, we have it hooked up directly to the iPhone using the Rode AI Micro. Now the AI Micro is another small little audio interface that connects directly to your iPhone, and it allows you to use pro-grade audio tools with your iPhone. So the audio that you're hearing right now is going directly into the iPhone. I don't have to do any post-production. I just plug in the AI Micro, connect it to the Zoom H8, and I hook it up to my XLR Rode mic here, and we're good to go. You can also record multiple audio tracks, so if you want to do podcasts with guests, this works really, really well. And it records internally on the H8 in case your iPhone audio fails, so it's a really good deal. Now, a few additional things that you may want to keep in mind is, first and foremost, you want to try your best to shoot in 4K as much as possible. 4K, 24 frames per second. This will keep your footage clean, cinematic, and definitely more efficient. If you shoot at 30 or 60 frames per second, you'll start to realize that you'll probably run out of storage space really, really fast. Another thing you want to do is make sure that your phone is locked and focused on your face. Now, cinematic mode kind of saves you a little bit in post-production, considering that you can pick the areas that you want to be in focus while you're editing your video, but I found that it's definitely best to make sure that you're in focus from the beginning. That way you don't have to worry about it. The next thing is to be sure to use the cinematic mode. Now, there's a ton of additional ways that you can get cinematic footage, but this is the quick and convenient way. I wouldn't go into worry about what everyone else says when they tell you that the quality of the cinematic mode isn't any good. That's not true anymore. That may have been the case when it first launched, but now the cinematic mode works really, really well. And it's definitely good enough to get you filming a high-ticket course that you can sell for big bucks. Now, an additional advanced option is to use a third-party app like Filmic Pro or Beastcam. These two apps give you additional controls over all of your camera settings, but they don't come with the built-in cinematic mode like the native iPhone app does. Now, these are just a few of the things that you should consider when we're creating cinematic courses using our iPhone. I've created a full masterclass that walks you through everything you need to know step by step inside of the Digital Product Lab. It's packed with over 40 videos that go in depth about audio, about lighting, about where to film, about backgrounds, about storage solutions, all of the different apps, all of the B-roll, everything that you need to know from beginning to end about filming a cinematic course using your iPhone. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, you can check out the Digital Product Lab in the description below. And remember, this stuff isn't theory. This is the exact step-by-step process that I've laid out for you here in this video. And this is literally enough to get you up and running right now today. So now that you have the blueprint, then it's time to get out here and start to create those digital assets and leverage them so that you can start making an additional impact and grow your business. This is Marketing Coach Anthony signing out. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.